Hey everybody, it's Miss Best. We're going to work on a Black Lives Matter project using Google Drawing. And we're going to focus on the artwork of an artist named Katie Wohl. And she has made some social justice artworks. These are some examples of some of her work, and we're going to be creating our own version of this type of artwork. It won't be exactly the same, but it'll be inspired by. So we're going to try our own version, and we're going to use Google Drive to do that. So you're going to have to access Google Drawings and start by just typing in Google Drawings, and that's how you will find it. It's usually the first thing in the list. So just go ahead and click on that, and then it'll bring you to this page. So the first thing you're going to do is change the title of your drawing to your name, and then BLM Project. Okay, and then it auto saves just like everything in Google Drives and all of those things. So now we're going to get our base pieces from Google. So you're going to start by typing in silhouette, and then I just typed black because it gives you enough close answers to that. You're going to choose the images, and then go ahead and choose whichever image speaks to you. So I liked this lady on the top left with the dreadlocks, so I'm going to choose her. And then you just save that picture. However you save pictures on your computer. You can right-click it and hit save. In this case, see, I'm checking save here, or I can use a screenshot since I have a Mac. So I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that, but it doesn't matter how you get it on the computer. Just make sure it's saved somewhere on your computer. And then once you get that, we're also going to set up what quote we're going to use. So you notice there was quotes inside all of them. So I simply typed Black empowerment quotes. I don't recommend using the images. I would say use one of the links, because you won't be able to copy and paste from the images, and then you'll have to type it, and that's more work. So you're going to go through, read some, find one that speaks to you. I found this one by Catherine Durham, and we're going to start by inserting the picture that we just saved. So you're going to choose that little icon there and go to Insert. Then we have a screenshot that I took, and it's going to pop right in there. So then you're going to change it around. You're going to make it bigger to kind of fit the whole page, because you want to have space to work inside of it. So then we're going to go and create a text box. It's that little T with the box around it. And we're going to put it kind of somewhere inside of the silhouette. Then we're going to go back over to our page that had the quote. Now I'm going to take some of these words because I have to split it up a little bit, because my head shape is a little bit different and I can't put it all in one box. So I'm actually going to take a part of it, like a few of the words, and put it in the top of her hair, and then I'll put the rest of them in her head. So I put it in here, and then you're going to adjust your fonts just like you do in Word or Google Docs. So you're going to change the color, you're going to change, you can center it with this little lines over here. You can, if you highlight it first, you can change the size, and then also you can change the font with just the list of fonts. I like this one called Lobster. Looks kind of fancy, so I picked that one. And then you can also change the size of your text box, and you can rotate it, like turn it around, by using the little circle on the top. So if you do that, you can kind of tilt it to fit within your picture better, depending on how it's laid out. And then I noticed that it's highlighted white, so it's black words that are highlighted white, and I don't want that. I want white letters that have no highlight. So I was looking around. I have never used this program before, but it's very similar to other programs I've used. So I found where the highlight color was, and I'm going to change that to transparent and change the color of the font to white. So now I have all the things that I need. And I'm going to put another text box to add the rest of the text from that quote. So make it about the size of the space you have. go back to your page which has your quote on it, copy the rest of it. I do Command C to copy on my Mac, but you can also right click it and hit copy. And then when you go in, right click and hit paste, or you can do Command V or Control V maybe on a PC. I'm not sure what it is on PC. So then you can do the same stuff again. Make sure you highlight your font before you try to change the size or the text. And then I'm gonna make all the things like I want them, the right color, the right centered, right? This is the pretty easy part. You're just moving things around where you want them. Change the size if it's not the right size. That looks like a good size. Now I'm gonna rotate it again with that circle on the top. Maybe a little too much there, that's good. I didn't notice again that I still have that highlight on there. So I had to save that and remove it. So sometimes I guess it auto puts the highlight on, so maybe you might have to also do that. Now I want these to be a little closer to each other. So I'm gonna adjust that. So now in the space around the words, we're gonna add some triangle shapes. So as we're adding the triangle shapes, you can go to that little circle and square on top of each other and choose shapes and the triangle. And then we're just gonna put it in here and try to fit it inside. It's not a right or wrong answer, but you want it to look kind of nice. So we're gonna change the color to transparent, and we just want the outline. So we'll make the border color white. And then I see that this is a little bit thin, so I wanna make it stronger. So the border weight is right next to, it's the one with the 3 lines there. So I used the 2-point font, 2-point weight, so that's pretty good. And then you just start drawing your triangles in. You want to try to get them close to each other, but not touching. You can use that circle to rotate them. Sometimes you have to click off of them to see, but you should see as you're rotating, there's a guideline so you know how it looks. Sometimes I click off just to look at it. And then I decide that copying and pasting works better, because once you have that outline the size you want, you don't want to have to redo those settings a million times. So if you copy and paste one you've already done, then it'll keep the settings on it, and then you can just rotate it and change the size, or whatever you need to do with it. And it took me a little while to kind of get the hang of this and decide where everything was going to go. So it definitely took a few minutes, but as I went on, it got easier. Also, I used some of the other types of triangles later on, where they're the ones with the point in the middle as opposed to these right angle triangles. If you right click on them and you scroll down in that menu, there's a rotate button, and that gives you the option of rotating or flipping. So if you want to do that instead of pulling that circle around, you can also do that. So that's right click it and then choose rotate. So and then I just kind of show you my little process here so you can watch along and see how it came together. I've tried to speed this up so you can kind of see it, but not have to take forever watching. If you are super bored by this and you get the point, go ahead and skip to the end so you see how to save it. It saves automatically, but you can see how to apply it to the Google Docs and your Google Classroom. But basically, this is it. So you're just going to fill them in. I decided that some of them should be filled in white, because if you look at the regular, the example artworks, she has some parts that are, colored in. So I decided to make some of them white and some of them outlines. So I just kind of scattered the white ones to see where they looked balanced. And this is basically it. So I would like to say also that since we're close to the end of the cycle, if you want to make more than one of these projects, that would be great. You can use different silhouettes and different quotes. And yeah, so I am looking forward to seeing everybody's designs. I decided that I was going to leave her face open because we're just going to have the shapes kind of in her head and her face will stay black and plain. So I just wanted to let you know that's also a choice you can make. You can decide if you want to keep things only in the parts around where the face is and leave the face clean, or if you want to cover it also, you can do either one. All right, and if you go and check out your Google Drive, you will see it's already saved in there. Just waiting for you to upload it to your Google Classroom. Super easy. So I hope that is something you guys can do. And I'm excited to see your submissions.